I'm Christian with Vision Interactive here at Dallas Digital Summit 2018 with Cynthia Round. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Awesome. You just gave a great talk. Can you give us a little bit about it?
Well, I'm happy to tell you about it. I was really talking about rebranding, and particularly rebranding legacy institutions. So I talked about the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the recent rebranding that we did there, and really what we can learn about going beyond making our brands relevant to irresistible. So that was really the subject.
Awesome. And so what are some of the key takeaways? How do you make your brand irresistible?
Well, for me, the key to any great brand has always been about the emotional connection that you build. So I shared with the audience that even at the Met with a great legacy brand of 150 years old, or even a startup, that the question that you really need to ask is, how is this brand significant in the lives of its loyal users? Mm-hmm. And so we talked about that, and I shared a Harvard Business Review article that says that an emotional bond is twice as valuable as customer satisfaction in terms of lifetime value. So people were taking note of that, because we often, as marketers, think that it's all about customer satisfaction and reducing friction, when actually building a better emotional bond is more valuable to us financially, and really what brands are built on. So that was the most important takeaway. But I also shared with them to think about brands, even those who don't think they know a lot about building a brand, that if you know how to build a human relationship, you know how to build a brand relationship, because the principles are generally the same. So to think in terms of that a brand is actually a relationship, you know, that you can build. So, and the last point that I shared with him is that really, as marketers and as brand architects, our job is to inspire and empower all of our colleagues to try, because if you're going to make a brand irresistible, it takes everybody in the organization leading from whatever seat they happen to sit in and trying to create a 360-degree experience that's really irresistible, and it builds that emotional connection, all the way around. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great group and lots of questions afterwards. So yeah, I guess there were a lot of and I think there were a lot of other museum junkies like me here at the Digital Summit. So a lot of them were people from nonprofits and other museums that are trying to think about their own brands and how to apply brand thinking to nonprofits.
Gotcha. Awesome. I'll put you on the fly, but who is your favorite artist? Do you have a favorite piece or?
Oh my goodness, I like so many, but I will say that I'm very partial to Vermeer. And the Met actually has there are 17 Vermeers in the world, and 5 of them are at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and there are 3 more down the road at the Frick. So if you come to New York, you can see a whole lot of the Vermeer body of work right in New York City.
New York's the best.
It's pretty great, particularly if you love museums.
Yeah, definitely. So going into 2019, those are great takeaways. Is that something that you should do at the new year? Some of your takeaways?
Yeah, I think that really to step back, what I was asking the audience was how many of them feel they could really answer the question, how is our brand significant in the lives of our loyal users? And so I would just encourage everyone to ask themselves honestly that question, because that is best answered through qualitative research. Big data tells us a whole lot about what our customers are doing, but the secret of brands are why they're doing it and why they're loyal, and that's the secret to going beyond just being relevant to them to actually being irresistible. And so I would just say, start the new year, ask that question, and see if if you don't know the answer, then you need to go find out.
Great. Well, thanks so much for being with us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.